afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero psych defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on Taranto Coastline. In the east stands Luvnest, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. The first, or the second Fallschirmjäger Division actually. Third Fallschirmjäger Company in the south stands Papra, fighting here for the British Empire, the Commonwealth. Infantry division here, straight into a double sapper start there versus a Fallschirmpioneer start here from Luvnest, with the Infantry coming up with base, airdropping the Fallschirmpioneer right here by the northern fuel point. A brutal start here, particularly on this map and on this side, because there's an excellent house here where the Fallschirmpioneer can typically do quite well in tying up the opponent. So Luvnest here is going in very hard against his opponent. Not as common as it used to be, but you still see, of course, now players like Luvnest making use of this kind of opening if they do get this map. They will go for Luftwaffe and they'll drop those Fallschirmpioneers. There you go. First shots fired here. Papra sappers around to the Fallschirmpioneer. They're occupying a strong house position there. They can use all four windows. Sappers there. Definitely not off to the best of start. We've got Grenadiers following up here to assist the second Fallschirmjäger Division. We'll, of course, have to see what Papra here goes for. Got the Sappers eastwards. Got a section coming up here. Grenadiers is ready here for Luvnest. Probably going to be some more Fallschirmpioneer down the road. Got the fuel point. We're going to the victory point. Papra here got the fuel point, but doesn't decide to pursue any further as the Fallschirmpioneer for unsurprising reason. Let's charge into those. Certainly can be quite painful. They did get nerfed a bit recently in terms of like cooldown and added a bit more cost. As at 260 manpower, they were incredibly good. Basically, you could think of them as, well, basically a four-man semi-Jaeger squad, as they had close to the same DPS curve there as them, so they were quite good for the cost. Turn them down a bit, obviously, makes it a bit balanced by increasing the cost. So, second Fallschirmpioneer squad here for Luvnest, going in hard in on the side. Papra pushing up east of the Saps into the Grenadiers here, and moving up here as well. Decided to go for a third sapper section, probably trying to overwhelm the Fallschirmpioneer up close, as they do struggle against a lot of sappers. Another option, of course, for Papra is to just disengage, or not, well, disengage, but not to engage for Luvnest positions here, and instead try and push around. I think that's exactly what he's doing here, which is definitely, I think, the smart move here. I mean, sure, Luvnest will occupy some valuable ground, but at the same time, the question is, does he really want to, like, wait, or, expend a lot of manpower trying to get these positions back when he can just push elsewhere, and perhaps even force Luvnest to react, because there are some weak spots here as Luvnest extends into the northwest. The northeast, on the other hand, is actually open here for a counter push. We got the sappers rushing in, got flamethrowers on the way here, but two Fallschirmpioneer squads that focus them down with their Counter TKs. Will do a lot of damage. He does actually win one of them, but he almost cost him the sapper section there. Never mind, they just knocked with a flamethrower. Talk about a close one there. East side here, we've still got the Sappers and the Grenadiers. The Sappers are forced away, didn't do too much as a Luvnest Grenadier. We got an MD-42 following up here for Luvnest and the German army. Sappers here, more mercifully for Luvnest, we're not in the retreat pup. There you go, he's going for the paths here. And again, forcing that way, Luvnest have to, like, disengage. So I think what Papra here does is a very good counter response to what Luvnest actually is doing here with his opening. So 2 thumbs up to him. Very sharp play there. We got the field infirmary going up here for the British. Quick bit of healing. Got sections, Saps taking here for 2 sides here. Fallschirmpioneer caught laying down barbed wire on top of this, well, by the sandbags here. Being pursued here quite aggressively. Luvnest, I think, will have to fall back with this Fallschirmpioneer, but there you go. Papra has now cut off the entire, like, fuel supply in the north here for Luvnest. Really good play here by the British player here. Fallschirmpioneer holding up here, going for that munitions point. Luvnest feverishly and desperately trying to reconnect his fuel supplies. Machine being hot to the center munitions point here. Meanwhile, the fighting continues in the west here. Fallschirmpioneer holding up. We got the second sapper section up with a flamethrower. At which point, Luvnest, I think he's going to have to retreat now, and even then, it could actually be too late by now. Yeah, I think there's going to be a wipe in Luvnest Fallschirmpioneer in the early game, and there we go. Boom! Huge blow here to Luvnest. Suddenly, his otherwise strong start has faltered, and it's time to become, a bit more difficult to sustain. He's down just 2 infantry squads, and an MD-42 alongside those pioneers, and so his initial strong map control is starting to run some issues. I think. So yeah, there is 3 sapper sections so far, plus 1 infantry section here. Actually, 2 sections of regular infantry sections. My mistake. So, what will Luvnest do next? More Fallschirmpionier? Will he try and rush out Fallschirmjägers? We'll have to see. But there you go, second Fallschirmpionier squad there for Luvnest. Grabbing the southern point here, Sappers heading southwards. Machine gun moving away from the centre. And we got Papra there just running around harassing and messing here with Luvnest supply lines in the south here. Sappers charging on those Fallschirmpionier veterans one. That's it, probably should just retreat them here. Sappers close again, pushing back the Fallschirmpionier here. Charging in from the north here with the Fallschirmpionier, the Sappers against the section here.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
Section routed. Machining Gewehr holding up.
The enemy has cut us off. We have territory out of supply.
Holding up here. Section has the MU-42 routing it.
The adversary is trying to take one of our points.
Gurkha's on the move there with a Bren light machine gun solvers. That means Indian Artillery here. And he's going for his elite infantry pretty hard here. Got the flank. We have a Pioneer here versus the Sappers, but they're already closing in. But that's it. The Flamethrowers doing a lot of damage here, down to 3 men already. There's a good chance the Pioneers might have a shot here. Nah, in the end, they're not going to make it. Also, we got Seal there, so that boosts the Sappers further. Gurkhas has the machine gun Gewehr here, but yeah, Luvnest map control has definitely taken a hit here with that loss of the Fallschirmpionier. We'll have to see what he does next. We're not noting any tech here for Luvnest. He could go, of course, for a Fallschirmjäger squad now. Just go for reconnaissance, run the Fallschirmjäger squad paradrop. That's what most players do nowadays, but he goes for another Fallschirmpionier squad. Interesting choice here. North here, Fallschirmpioniers, the Sappers. Nope, both. Oh, that still has Veterans 1 squad. I thought he had another one that was Veterans 1. It's clearly my mistake. Being caught here by the Gurkhas and the Sappers. Luvnest will retreat here before, you know, Papra there puts an end to them. Going to use the section here, we got the Fallschirmpionier squad number 3 ready here. So, if he's not planning rushing out Fallschirmjägers, what is Luvnest planning here? Could it be the Luftwaffe combat group, maybe? Some Jägers, Wirbelwind, sort of being rushed out? That is an option. Then again, it could also be the Luvnest actually planning the Panzer Company rush. Maybe he's then planning to rush out Starstruppen. Like, there are numerous paths here Luvnest could currently take versus Papra. We got the Gurkhas coming up there, flanking the machine gun Gewehr team, forcing a Luvnest withdraw here, just strong map control here, and just more infantry. Partly because, while of course Luvnest did suffer one wipe, he has yet to wipe any of his opponent's infantry. Punch being north fatigue, catching themselves by the northern fuel point. Panzer Company company for Luvnest, so perhaps not a Panzer Company rush. Some Fallschirmjäger division unit players there were sort of known for doing that, but I guess Luvnest is not that bold. We do get the strafing run. I haven't seen that in some time actually. It's just been so much more common just to go for the reconnaissance run and then straight into the Fallschirmjägers here. It could be he's going to still push out some Fallschirmjägers soon, but it is interesting when you could like hack Fallschirmjägers out sooner. Grenadiers close being right by the Sappers. Somehow though, Luvnest luck holds through. Lucknest, if you will. Saps of the Corp MU-42 quickly dispatched. There's somewhere between 900 to 1200 rounds per minute goes their way. As while the MU-42 was initially rated at a rate of 1200 rounds per minute, they would actually quickly lower that to I think something close to 900 rounds per minute because the machine gun couldn't actually withstand the high rate of fire. So they would typically insert a heavier bolt to lower the rate of fire that way. Fun fact. Sectioning northwards there. Could we see some Fallschirmjägers here? Could we see Stugs? Panzer Grenadier? And if you're going to go for Fallschirmjägers, you typically don't bother much with Panzer Grenadiers. Of course, the Panzer Grenadiers are bad as such, but, you know, Fallschirmjägers just are better. Fallschirmjäger here with an MD-15 catching the section here. We got, ooh, boys, anti-tank rifles. That definitely hands the fight over to the Fallschirmpionier. And we do get a Fallschirmjäger squad here for Luvnest. Meanwhile, in the center, another massive sap assault here from Papra straight to the MD-42, but it's too slow here. Halts 2 of the sections, rips through them, suppresses them, but it will have to treat as the 3rd section gets past. We do have some grenades running here. Sappers, though, being absolutely mauled here. Heavy losses there for the Sappers. Grenades being chucked around here on both sides.
ready for orders.
Fallschirmjägers standing about here, going for that few point no meters pursuit here from Luvnest. So much going on there for him. I guess there was a struggle to maintain control with all of it in his head. Grenadiers could try and push munitions point there. Back at the base of Papra, we got platoon command posts up. Troops being healed there up north. Section there being violently pursued by Luvnest forces, including those FD-42 wielding Fallschirmjägers. Section down to 3 men. On health, Fallschirmjäger moving forward with the MD-15. I don't think would have equipped to Fallschirmjäger. They more likely been equipped to second to third rate infantry divisions. They couldn't get an MD-34 and MD-15. Quick grenade here on the Gurkhas there. Already veterans one. The Fallschirmjägers are definitely going to have to think withdraw here. Veterans 1 Gurkhas with Bren guns are definitely no joke. And obviously with Thompsons, they're no joke either. Overall, Gurkhas are just no joke. Grand Northern Point here. Fallschirmjäger charging at the Gurkhas here. Results are not pretty there for Luvnest. Meanwhile, fresh wave of attackers here from Papra in the south. We got the Grenadiers on watch here. Looks like they got plans elsewhere. Machine gun here, repositioning once more as another British offensive is underway. Luvnest also trying to make gains into the west side of the map once more, but his British opponent is definitely not making this easy. Machine gun getting flanked here as he's expecting a push from the north, but Papra here just continues to defy Luvnest's expectations. The cheeky wanker. Pioneers are about to get wiped out as well. Quite a blow here to Luvnest. Of course, he's got 3 Fallschirmjäger squads, so it's not that big a blow. South charge here, grenade assaults off here. Big explosions, trees being knocked over, men dying in the streets. Luvnest definitely in the heat, and we do get the Panzer Company being rushed out for Luvnest. Guessing he's betting on a Panzer IV rush here to catch his opponent off guard. That is definitely not a rubbish idea at all. Fallschirmjäger retreating northern victory point and munitions point we see there by the British. Sappers sections right here though as Luvnest hits hard here. North here, Fallschirmjäger flanking about. He could go for this, but he'd also like just go for the LG-40 and then into infantry reserves. I mean, he's got a lot of fairly expensive infantry, so getting the infantry reserves ability going there would be a very handy idea to like maybe help keep the reinforcement cost down. And certainly does historically reflect how the Luftwaffe would increase in the war on serve as like a significant reserve of infantry, which of course Hermann Goering tried to keep to himself, and the Luftwaffe, but of course the war went on. He had to like hand them over to the army to serve as replacements. Fun fact there. In some cases, he even had to hand them over to the Waffen-SS, at which point they would suddenly, be Waffen-SS troops, much to their, well, mix of horror and surprise. Wir what now? You're in the Waffen-SS now? You can't be right. Well, yeah. Oh, scheiße. Gurkha section assault here, ND4 trip ready, Fallschirmjäger though getting swamped here. Second Gurkha section out by way. More Bren guns here. Clearly a big fan of Gurkhas with Bren guns. Definitely not a bad idea, of course. They're Fallschirmjäger flanking in here though on Papra in the center. Other Gurkha section being caught here by the smoke grenade. Definitely obfuscates here. Luvnest's ability to defend here. Fallschirmjägers rushing from the nearby building. Needs to be careful, does make it too obvious here. Could get hit with the grenade assault here. And there we go. That's exactly done. He saw what Luvnest's doing. Grenade assault off. He tries to exit in the building. Oh god! His entire Fallschirmjäger squad gets brutally murdered. Oh Gott im Himmel. Of course, highlights one thing. This grenade assault packs a punch. I mean, this is Starstruppen level. Kaboom! Sappers rushing the center here. Luvnest really feeling the heat and the pressure now. Going for a Panther IV here. That will, I think, be a crucial choice here. Versus Papra, as now all the victory points to control the British Empire. Back here, he doesn't actually have like much in terms of anti-tank here. We've got a 6-pounder gun, and that is it. Plus, of course, a few anti-tank rifles. So there's certainly a chance here for Luvnest to stage something a bit more gruesome now versus opponent. But Papra just keeps up the attacks. He is ceaseless. He is remorseless. He just keeps attacking and he refuses to give Luvnest even a moment to breathe and catch his breath. 6-pounder gun here, section in the south, machine gun going up the center. South more rightly. Panther almost done. Fallschirmjäger northwards. Adding another MD-15. Thumbs up. Gurkhas though there. Panther 4 though has arrived for Luvnest. Not a great engage for the Falchion Pioneer here. And they have ultimately forced back here by the Gurkhas with their Bren gun. This is quite hectic for sure. 6-pounder gun on the ready. Gurkhas setting out in the south here. Falchion Pioneer, Panther 4 rushing in, catching the section by the southern point. Great shot there from the Panther 4. Falchion Pioneer certainly only making things worse here for Papra in the south. MD42 catching the Gurkhas here, and this time absolutely halts them. No excuses. But the north side has fallen here to the British Empire for now. Fuel's been cut off there. Luvnest will need to immediately counterattack here. He needs that fuel, obviously, for more Panther 4s. That said, getting out some more elite infantry, I think, would also be good here for Luvnest. Maybe some more Falchion Jaegers. But at this stage, some Starstorm, I think, could also be a very good and handy addition here for him. Then again, maybe why he's going for these Falchion Pioneer with MD15 is because he doesn't want to go for that. We'll have to see. 6-pounder gun here, caught with MD42. Aggressive push by Luvnest on MD42 here. He knows it's all about that tempo now, that momentum. He needs to push back the English here of the 8th Infantry Division as far as humanly possible. Falchion Pioneer sporting a Panther 4 assault here towards the north here. In the south, machine gun there. Ooh, caught in a bad spot here. And that is a massive rout here for Love. Oh, massive, but it's a quick rout for sure. Up north here, we got the sappers just running around corners here, forcing Luvnest Panther 4 here off a fairly wild goose chase there. Sneaky, but effective in the south section, running to the Falchion Pioneer here. They're almost ready too, though. Should have a chance. Oh, he actually retreats there. Going back some points here and there. Panther 4 setting up. He does have the Pinnacle machine gun added. And a Pack 40 for Luvnest. Obviously down to concern himself with the possibility of being hit by enemy tanks. So, you know, obviously wanting a tank to back up his Panther 4, particularly if it turns out to be a Matilda. As the Panther 4 will struggle to penetrate up north. Grenades against the Falchion Pioneer. They do dodge it. Pack 40 almost done. Gurkhas there, virtually too. They are wreaking absolute hell here in Luvnest. Smoke deployed as well there. North here, Falchion Pioneers are sappers. Sten guns versus Connacht TKs and the MD15. And there we go. We could see wipe here on Papra. That would actually, I think, be Luvnest's first wipe on his opponent. Ooh, cheeky move there. But the Gurkhas are paying a pretty high price for it. And there you go, another grenade assault here. A bit of a parting gift here. And meanwhile, Papra and the British Empire has brought up the Matilda 2 infantry tank. The situation for Luvnest is certainly not improving. But he does have the Pack 40 here. So that is something. He's also making some progress in the north once more here versus the British. 6-pounder gun, Matilda moving up towards here. Expecting another head also effect. Got 2 anti-tank attack now here for Papra. For now, I think the smarter move for Luvnest is actually trying to extend his presence into the north side and trying to flank around then through north into the south here. Good shot from the 6-pounder gun in the Panther 4 sidearm. We got the Gurkhas being caught by the Panther 4. In the south here, the Luvnest commits his main force. Machine gun there caught again in a pretty bad spot. Packs the landing. Great hit there on the Matilda 2 section. Sam's going for the Falchion Pioneer. And Luvnest is grievously extended at the moment there. His force is just all over the place, lacking any real concentration. And the Panther 4 suffers a damaged engine now with an anti-tank grenade. Grenades here. Gurkhas versus Grenadiers. Almost had the Gurkhas too there, but... Good God. Victory points wise is less than 250 for Luvnest versus the 324 for Papra. The pressure is real and it's intense. Matilda 2 there in some aggressive need of repairs here. Got the Falchion Pioneer on the move again. This time the Victory 2. We got artillery called in here by Papra at one of the main entrances here to Luvnest base in the south. Other Falchion Pioneer squad flanking in and then realizing they got better places to be once they spot those Gurkhas and the Matilda 2. So, what will Luvnest's next move be? Will it be another Panther 4? Will it be a Sturmpanzer 4? Probably not. Will it be a Starstorm? Will it be more Falchion Jaegers? There are numerous options you could take. There's also that here for the Stuka Loiter. Considering his munitions shortage, I don't know. Maybe they're off pushing on the east side, again for like cheaper reinforcements. Maybe an LG-40. But that's just me. Falchion Pioneer routed by the Gurkhas. Panda 4 they're being repaired by the Falchion Pioneer, doing an excellent job there.
Losing possession
Do
of
have a
Sector
fairly
Point.
good repair speed.
That should keep you going a little longer.
And just to add insult to injury, Papra has already brought in a second Matilda 2 infantry tank, certainly not improving upon Luvnest's current situation. Gurkhas there pushed back by the Panda 4. Veterans 1 achieved. That is a small win there for Luvnest. Pack 40 into the side here with the Matilda 2. Note here reposition, I think, in part to avoid any further artillery, but also considering the way Papra's moving, having the Pack RP does, I think, increase the chance of getting a flanking shot on those Matildas. Grenadiers, for some reason, just allowed to take as many hits from those Matildas' 2-pounder guns as possible. Pack, though, continue to fire off shots, but some of them are bouncing up north. The Panda 4's busy with the remaining troops. Need to keep that victory point in German hands. And once more, though, Papra achieves a triple cap here on Luvnest. Secures the Villa point here. Section almost wiped out. He could secure the wipe. Again, Papra gets away. Attack on Luvnest base continues here, with infantry now threatening the Pack 40, even as shots rain into the side armor of the Matilda 2, and another artillery barrage here at the very edge of Luvnest base. Second Panda 4 here. Gurkhas clear out the Pack. Panda 4 pushing in here. Needs to get that Pack back in action for Safazland. Infantry company getting pelted. The concrete is just crumpling off like flakes of a very hard biscuit. Oh dear, and there you go, second Panda 4 ready, and the infantry company goes down. Pack recruit here, Grenadiers could merge with it to get to 4-man there. I think that'd be a smart move here, even in the lone health. Doesn't go for it. Panda 4's pushing in here, Matilda getting hammered. That said, he's still need mindful of the anti-tank guns nearby. He needs troops to move in and clear up those anti-tank guns, or his Panda 4s are going to be dreadfully exposed. Other Panda 4 going for deep flank here, taking the southern route. Panda 4 needs to push in now, get behind the anti-tank guns, maybe push focused fire. Infantry tank from all sides, Panda 4 flanking in, Packs firing. Anti-tank and crew goes down. It is an absolutely intense engagement here, right at the doorstep to Luvnest base. Matilda's firing off, grenades exploding, Grenadiers, Falchion Pioneer, Sappers section, they're all just firing madly. Matilda almost down, Panda 4 though is down for sure. Almost got one of the Matildas, Sappers being mauled here, casualties are rising. Matilda explodes, the ammunition cooked off. 6-pounder guns being cleared out again and again. Second Matilda, they're being pursued. Can he take it out? If he can't, that's going to be really bad for Luvnest. There you go, the Matilda's down. Gurkhas, they're ripping through German infantry, but they're themselves being ripped through. Down to 3 men here. He's forgotten about these abilities. Making a bit of progress up north here. Falchion Pioneer advancing, half HVT free. Gurkhas section advancing here. Maschinengewehr, Grenadiere, Falchion Pioneer all advancing. Luvnest forcing his way forwards for the fatherland. Past countless broken bodies. And up north here, low on health. Oh no, he's gonna lose it! He's gonna lose it!
We have lost that Panda 4.
Oh dear, he's got the 6-pounder gun, the least away here from Papra. What an absolutely cataclysmic battle. Machine gun grab the mission point right outside of his base here. I'm guessing Luvnest's going to try for another Panda 4, though it certainly would help him again with the infantry reserves at this point. I feel like that should have been a priority of Luvnest rather than stick a loiter, which I think at this point was probably a bit optimistic. He'd have the munitions for that at any point in time. Anyways, recruiting, reinforcing.
Enemy forces have captured.
He's got 2 anti-tank guns now, which will certainly help against any tanks his opponents will likely eventually chuck at him again. Papra that keeps up the offensive. Those Gurkhas remain an absolute backbone in his forces that is just wreaking havoc on Luvnest. Gurkhas charging forwards. Falchion Pioneer there, holding the line, but they need support badly. Got the first kill there, though. And that engagement, Gurkhas are pushing forwards, machine gun setting up here. Another grenade assault here, just chucking a massive load of Mills bombs there. Smoke off here. Meanwhile, fresh push up north here. Gurkhas, of course, spearheading that advance as well here. Luvnest buying time, he's occupying the villa with the Falchion Pioneer, and then buying last time by getting out the back door. Okay, we got infantry reserves now unlocked here for Luvnest. We even got the Luftwaffe combat group. So in paint, you could also just go for that, I suppose. Don't think he will, but you know, maybe some Jaegers and a Wirbelwind could also be helpful there after Panzer IV. Wouldn't be a half bad idea. Air the shells off here. And there you go, grenade assault here, start to charge off. Papra, he's not paying attention! The Gurkhas get just rendered into mush. Oh dear. Another Panzer IV for Luvnest and the 2nd Fallschirmjäger Division. 26th Panzer Division constantly feeding in panzers towards the division at a slow pace as they can manage. We've got 62 versus 324 here. Meanwhile, Papra and the British Empires managed to find another Matilda and send it forwards towards the front line. Fallschirmpioneer here as the sappers up north. Sappers there being ripped apart by MG fire and accurate rifle fire. Still, getting rid of those Gurkhas is a really big win for Luvnest. I mean, that really just removes one of Papra's ace units in this fight here so far. It helps close the gap and could allow then Luvnest to actually gain more map control because he really badly needs that. So, another Panzer IV ready here. Needs the tank to pursue that Matilda up northeast section, buying as much time as he can here. Versus Luvnest to keep up that bleed. Fallschirmpioneer, though, charging grenades in support east level. Good God. Not very often you see those that actually flee without, you know, an infantry company officer quarters upgrade. Panzer IV charging in the shot. Unsurprisingly, Bouncers got the anti-tanks up here, flanking the Matilda too. Shots slamming through the side and rear armor. Heavy damage inflict, but there you go. Ace Gurkhas pushing forward to that Fallschirmpioneer squad. Needs to retreat. Oh, it might actually be too late, honestly. Can't afford the quick switch his targets there. Priority is, I think, those Gurkhas for a good reason. And the Fallschirmpioneer did get absolutely mauled and executed. And the Gurkhas there withdraw with 22 kills to the name for now. Could soon go for the Luftwaffe combat group here. Could also just go for another Panzer IV, admittedly. I do think some more anti-infantry armor and more infantry could help Luvnest a lot. But then again, there's the issue of Matildas and the fact that, yeah, Papra's just going to keep churning out those Matilda 2s. Pursuing here, the 6-pounder gun there with the Panzerkampfwagen, diving in for Deutschland. Still, Luvnest is seemingly making a comeback here with only 39 points left. He is starting to deliver some intense blows here to Papra. His forces are starting to take some much more intense losses. Anti-tanks being wrecked here. But still, he's got more Matildas now. Again, he's swinging back against Luvnest's Panzer IV there. Got pushed too far there. Luvnest definitely slipped up. And now he's down to just soon one tank once the other one arrives. Meanwhile, though, Papra is going to push forwards here. MG42 firing white phosphorus rounds, I think, in a move more futility and desperation than anything else. Artillery called in. 6-pounder gun cleared out as the Matilda just cruises right past. Panzer IV moving in. Advancing, sorry about that. Northern Pointing Gap with the Fallschirmpioneer at the ace level. Artillery. It's just like there's so much going on. Got the Matilda moving up here. 6-pounder gun flanked to the side armor of the Matilda, and the 6-pounder crew expires in the face of the Matildas. Again. And forwards here. Another push forwards here. Pack 40 in support. But he lacks anything else really to support the Panzer IV on the Pack 40 here. He's got troops back at base, but the rest are busy up north here. And he's going to lose the Panzer IV. He's going to lose it. I think with that's going to be GG here for Luvnest, short of divine intervention. Doesn't even have the munitions for the Stückeleiter. And up north here, we got the Gurkhas going to town on Luvnest's ace Fallschirmpioneer. But there you go. What is this? It's a strafing run. It's a strafing run. Catches the Gurkhas and rips one of the poor sorts apart, leaving the rest pinned down to the ground like insects. Matilda's falling back, but not before leaving Luvnest's 2nd Panzer IV a burning pile of scrap metal and dreams. 39 versus 278. Luvnest that keeps fighting. He is an absolute champ here up north here. The Gurkhas that are being repart that strafing run. Get the trek here for Luvnest, it would appear. But will it be enough with the Matilda arriving here? He's down to just one Gurkha. Forced retreat in the face of the veterans who won Matilda. We got a regular section moving up there with anti-tank rifles in the south. We got 39 versus 278. The Fudge Imperial is about to get wiped out. Another Panther for Luvnest. Another Panzerkampfwagen. And he is there being aggressive pursued here by the Matilda 2. South, the odd moves forward into the Pack 40. Good penetrating shot. Machine gun wipe. Dice in the spot. And there you go. The third Matilda 2 at this point. Luvnest odds winning this are, I think, pretty much dead in the water. Like that many Matildas with no anti-tank weapons. And with that few victory points left, I think it may just be GG here for poor Luvnest. Heading for Northern Point. Panther 4 setting out. Yeah, that's 3 Matildas versus 1 Panther 4. Luvnest apparently believes he pushes forwards. 35 though versus 273, 33. And now the Panther Fleet space being swarmed by the Matildas. The cyber armor exposed from that. We got the GG here from Luvnest. GG. Game over there. A hell of a fight here between Papra and Luvnest here on this map. An absolute humdinger of a battle here. Really close, really intense at times. In the end, though, I feel like Luvnest 8 could have probably focused more on the right-hand side. Obviously, a bit faster there after he got the Fallschirmjägers. Like, I think a fast infantry reserve would have probably helped him a bunch here and there. And probably allowed him to get up more troops, because I think one of the issues was just, you know, those double Gurkhas and then just Luvnest suffering some of those early wipes, like that early Fallschirm Pioneers Court wipe, and then the Fallschirmjägers really put Luvnest in a bad position to just, you know, fight back against his opponent. Had he had more infantry doing some of those earlier crucial moments, I think that helped, you know, for example, clear up the center tank and secure them much more easily for Luvnest, at which point those Matildas would have probably struggled a bit more too as well. So there's definitely some thoughts. It was still a really intense fight here. Great use of the Gurkhas and the grenade abilities. Definitely a big game win. And then, of course, just the Matilda 2s are really tough to deal with that, you know, some strong penetrated weapons, or just, you know, the ability to sort of outmaneuver them, flank them with just numbers. So, really good fight here. Nice play on both sides. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Consider supporting the Propagandacast by donating a pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. Every bit helps me keep making these videos day after day. And as you know, you can also support the Propagandacast by buying the game by linking in the comments using the code STUK3G. So thank you all for joining in, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.